a brand new report comes out and is accusing Gervonta Tank Davis of some nefarious things ahead of his fight with Jake Paul.
Tank versus Jake in danger, as Tank Davis is once again under a domestic violence lawsuit, Gervonta. Tank Davis faces another domestic violence lawsuit just weeks before his November 14th fight with Jake Paul. His ex-girlfriend alleges he assaulted her at a Miami strip club, dragging her through a stairwell into a parking garage where he struck her while she screamed for help. This isn't Davis's first controversy. Earlier this year, similar charges were dropped when the complainant didn't appear in court. The timing raises serious questions about his focus and discipline heading into one of boxing's most talked about matchups.
Now, as you know, Tank Davis, earlier this year, he was arrested on domestic violence charges. I believe those charges were dropped. And as you know, Tank Davis does have a fight coming up Friday, November 14th.
The recurring allegations cast doubt on his discipline and mental preparation. As the lawsuit dominates headlines, many question whether legal troubles will derail his performance or the fight entirely. Oscar De La Hoya praised Davis's talent, but emphasized that ring success means nothing without integrity outside it.
Tank Davis, he got arrested. I mean, any thoughts on that one?
He did, huh? Again?
Yeah, again.
Hey, look, I actually like Tank Davis. He's a good, he's a good kid. He's a good fighter, a great fighter, actually. He's one of my favorites. Just get your that's it, basically. Just shit, you don't hit women, man.
The suit says, Davis grabbed, choked, and dragged Rossel through a stairwell, the kitchen, and the back exit before beating her in the parking lot garage, striking her in the back of the head while she screamed for help. Tank Davis recently addressed mounting assault allegations, firmly defending himself. He refuted the claims, noting he's dated many women, but none have made such accusations before.
So if I hit a female, right? Wouldn't it be mad other females? Like I ain't been just with one female. Like I'm 30 years old. Like let's be real. I've been with more than one female. Wouldn't mad females come out and say something about me hitting them? No. No?
Okay. Many fans are disappointed Davis chose this over a rematch with WBA champion Lamont Roach Jr. after their controversial draw. But the huge payday proved irresistible. Davis's team remains mostly silent on the Miami lawsuit, though insiders suggest legal pressure may affect his mental focus. Russ Amber criticized athletic commissions for lowering standards for wealthy fighters, not the fighters themselves seeking profit.
Of this. The other problem I have with this is not Jake Paul or Gervonta Davis. If those two guys can make money doing this, no problem. They do it, fine. Everyone's trying to make a buck. Okay. What I have a problem with is the athletic commissions altering their rules as they see fit for somebody who has the affluence of being able to do something like that.
Showbiz. The adult explained this civil case involves a waitress and could worsen with new details.
I didn't, me, I don't really speak about stuff outside the ring, but now I have to since it affects the ring, okay, and what happens in the ring. The fight may be canceled. It's a civil suit. From my understanding, and I don't want to, confuse you guys or misinform you guys. I didn't look into it much, but from my understanding, it's a civil suit. It probably could turn into worse. A woman who is a waitress at a club. So I don't know all the details. You guys to check the details, but Jake Paul is looking for a replacement for Gervonta Tank Davis, man. And
he also mentioned Jake Paul may be searching for replacement opponents, urging fans to await confirmed facts.
Get it, okay, because it's stuff you don't mess with. Gervonta is a repeat offender of this, or at least with allegations. And I was just looking at photos, the new photos of Jake Paul and Shakur Stevenson sparring and shit, and I was like, I'm gonna cover this, tomorrow. I might as well just talk about it a bit now. What I said earlier today for the Facts Friday, Jake Paul having his Avengers for Thanos. I called it Jake Paul's Knights versus Darth Davis. It's not canceled quite yet, all right, but Jake Paul is looking for a replacement, and that's the latest news. Damn.
Eddie Hearn discussed other names under consideration, like Ryan Garcia and Edgar Berlanga, but said Jake Paul would avoid certain fights that could hurt his brand.
It was a big moment, it was a big fight, and you can't just replace Gervonta Davis with someone that's not a big name. So did they reach it saying they offered it to Ryan Garcia?
Edgar
Berlanga. Yeah.
An active, he's fairly active.
Yeah, but I see the way I look at it with Jake is Jake wouldn't fight Edgar Berlanga because if he got beat by Edgar Berlanga, who's coming off a 3-round knockout loss, he can't. Like, it has to be the story.
Yeah.
So he fights people when he could get beat. He fights people that if he got beat, people would go, yeah, but he lost too.
Meanwhile, Oscar De La Hoya explained why Jake Paul versus Ryan Garcia can't happen. He said Ryan fights for Daz and Jake fights on Netflix, and both have contracts with different promotions.
So I wake up to calls from reporters asking me about Jake Paul and Ryan Garcia. Let me just tell you why this fight is not going to happen. Ryan Garcia fights for DAZN, and Jake Paul fights on Netflix. I mean, that's pretty much the bottom line. Golden Boy has a contract with DAZN. Ryan Garcia has a contract with Golden Boy. And that's just the way it is. I mean, this is business. You know, Ryan Garcia's probably going to go on a rant saying, oh, you're keeping me from making money and this and that and fighting. No.
But what do you think? Can the commission sanction a fight of this weight difference? Leave your thoughts in the comments, hit the subscribe button,